Hello everybody, this is the Introverted Comedian and this is part 4, the last part of my first season in Medieval Dynasty on the Valley map. As I previously mentioned, I am currently playing with 5 days for each season, and with spring going to an end, I've already managed to sort out quite a few things. You can see them in my previous videos. I've got myself a barn, I've got a resource and a food storage, one house for myself, one house for a villager, also got a workshop set up and a woodshed, so one of my villagers can actually help me get some logs so I can build more without having to do much wood cutting myself. So as I previously mentioned, on this last day I am going to go for a hack, and in order to do this hack I will actually need something that I've already crafted in the previous part, which is some pickaxes. So this is also one of the reasons why I chose to build my village over here, and this is because right over here between Baranica and Branica there is a mine which I can actually enter without risking. There are a couple of mines all around. There's one around here if I'm not mistaken. There's one around this area over here. I don't remember the exact locations, but there are quite a few on the map. The main issue is these. There's one around here, you can see it. So the main issue with these is that they will usually be guarded by some bears or wolves or something like that. But this one over here between Baranica and Branica is quite nice because it's free to actually go there. Now there are quite a few hours, so I will get myself something to eat, for I will get some of these cherries, roasted meat. Now the reason why I'm getting the cherries is because they offer a slight advantage when it comes to stamina consumption. So it makes it easier for me to get there, since I do have to travel a little bit. Now later on during the game, once you unlock more technology, you can actually build a proper mine over there, but that requires quite a lot of work before. So for the moment I prefer not to think about it. Now, as you can see, and as I mentioned before, it is a little bit annoying that your stamina is getting drained even when you're using something, some food or some potion that actually helps drain it slower. Even then it does go down quite fast. Still, it's better to have those in order to drain it slower. Now, a little bit of a spoiler: once you get the production higher and you unlock kitchen 2 or kitchen or the tavern, you can use some dishes to have a very small stamina consumption. As you can see, this one, the fish tart, is quite useful. It will help you consume 80% less, so it is quite a game changer. Also, later on you can have a mount, so that's another game changer. Helps you go from town to town or village to village quite fast. Considering the size, I'd say they are villages. Okay, let's do a little bit of flirting to increase the diplomacy level. Now, I could actually get another villager at the moment, but I don't really need to. I could get a man. There's already space for him, but I don't actually have a building to get him to work on, so there's no point. During the next season, I should be able to do so. Okay, I didn't get any torch. You don't necessarily need a torch, although you can bring one. Okay, so this is the mine. Like I said, it's right over here on the map. You can actually see the entrance looks different compared to other things. Sometimes these will spawn around here and you can already find some ore. As you can see, I also managed to find a pickaxe. If you kneel next to this, you should be able to grab the rest of it. Come on. Okay. Now, one thing about this is that in order to actually be able to do this faster, it's best to drop some of the things here, as initially you have quite a poor stability when it comes to carrying things. Now, my purpose over here is to start using this one first. There are three types of deposits over here. You've got the copper deposits, you've got the tin deposits, and you've got salt deposits. There is a small difference in color, so you can see them. In my case, you can also check this easily here. When it comes to the smithy, I've already unlocked it, and the only thing I can produce now is copper tools, and of course after I unlock them. So I will only need to focus initially on mining the copper. It does take 7 swings, so it's not so easy. The good thing is that you're getting both the main resource and you're also getting some stones. Again, due to certain things such as the carrying capacity and due to the fact that the pickaxes are very low when it comes to durability, you will need to do quite a few of these trips. So I'm just leaving them over here and then going after some more copper. Now, once you get better perks, and this actually helps, mining does help with the extraction skill. You will be able to unlock Mule as well as Careful Miner. Mule will allow you to carry more. Basically, you will be the mule for yourself. And Careful Miner will give you some chances of getting additional resources from each of these deposits. So from all of my gameplays so far, I've played it quite a few times, especially on this map. you can get around 100 to 110 copper pieces or copper ore in one go. The good thing is that they actually spawn each season. So once this season is over, all I need to do is come back and I can already start mining some more. The reason why I'm waiting for the last day is something that I mentioned previously, is that this is basically a hack, what I'm doing right now. And what the hack is that on the last day of each season, no matter where you are on the map, you will actually be teleported home. Okay, let's grab some more of these pickaxes, because this one is nearly done. So basically, if I actually needed the ore and I wanted to get it back, unless I already lived around here, unless I've already made my village around here, it would have been very, very hard for me to actually get this in a proper time back home. Meanwhile, and you will see at the end of this video, there is a very, very good way of doing some fast work at transporting everything back home. Now, again, later in the game you can get the mule perks, and it will allow you to carry more, and you will also get some items or the horse that can help you carry things around. So if you just need something, you can actually come just for the ore, and with the help of your horse you would be able to actually carry everything if you need it immediately. You can also buy them from certain merchants. They're not very expensive. The main issue is you cannot carry that many, at least not now, and it's not worth the trips. It will take too long if you're on there, and it will take too much money if you want to pay the wagoner to take you there and to take you close to home. Not to mention that in the beginning, when you start the game, you don't have a spawn point where you can travel back to your village. That can be later unlocked, but not so easily. You do need to work quite a bit for it. So far I actually have a decent amount of copper, a decent amount of stone, which is something that usually takes an annoying amount of time to collect. Again, the hack works very good for both of these resources. The same for the other ones. As I mentioned previously, there's also tin in here. Now, basically, and I will also go through this in another video in the future, there are various types of tools. So first of all, if you look at the technology or even at the knowledge, you will see that you have the bronze tools, arrows, and so on. And you have the copper ones and iron ones, and of course what I'm using now, the stone ones. There is no copper pickaxe, which is annoying. It's going to take a little bit to actually unlock the bronze ones, the bronze tools, so you can get a better pickaxe, but it's still not bad. Okay, so basically each 2 pieces of ore will allow you to get yourself 1 bar of the specific metal. Only when it comes to bronze, it's a little bit different. For bronze, you'll basically need 1 bar of tin, 1 bar of copper. And this can be done at the smithy. Now, again, I'm going to take 1 more with me. This one is about to collapse. Depending on when you want to come inside the cave, you will have plenty of time to mine the resources. Usually I was coming toward the end of the day after 5 or 6 p.m. I decided to come early this time so I can get some additional stones and to try to get all the resources, not just the copper. The reason why I'm doing that is because later on, if you are buying copper from the merchants, they have more copper available and less tin. Now, the fact that there's less tin will be a bit disproportionate when it comes to doing the bronze bars. And it's disproportionate because you basically need 1 bar of each, 1 bar of tin, 1 bar of copper. So I'd like to actually collect some more tin from the beginning to have it in there. Also, it does give me the chance to get more stone. I will also take the chance to get some salt. Usually you'd think it's used for cooking. If I remember well, it doesn't actually help at all with cooking. It's just good for when you actually have a hunter's lodge, because you can salt the meat, making it last longer. So I've already finished my copper deposits. Now let's see. So I got, even better than expected, I've got 112. It is quite random, to be fair, and I've already started getting some tin. So my aim will be going after the copper, then after the tin, and if there's any time left, I will go after the salt. Not necessarily for the salt, but mostly for the stones. As you can usually see, you'll get a decent amount of stones from each of these deposits. And you actually can transport them with the hack that I mentioned before, which makes it worthwhile. So again, the game is kind of mostly about grinding, so not necessarily very cheerful in the beginning. Okay, I have no idea why I dropped the cherry, but that's it. Okay, as you can see, I'm quite fast at going through the pickaxes. I'm very happy about it. Okay, managed to improve my extraction. Now there are quite a few things that you can unlock. Sadly, I cannot go to Careful Miner or Mule from the beginning, so I will go with this one, Master of Destruction, in case I want to demolish any building. It will give me 50% more resources back. It's not much, but always something extra is better than nothing. I might actually need to leave the cave for a little bit and find some more resources to get some more pickaxes if I'm finishing these. Basically, if I had a bronze pickaxe, I would most likely be able to mine not just faster, but nearly the entire cave with 2 pickaxes. When it's like this, just a natural cave, as you can see, it has a limited number of deposits. Well, even later it will have, when you build a proper mine, it will have a limited number. Only later on it will add some additional tin, copper, salt deposits, and it's also going to spawn in some iron deposits. But like I previously said, this is quite a long road ahead, unfortunately. Again, you can always go with higher gaining experience settings when you start your map, making it even easier than now. I think that's a bit much, at least for myself. Always keep an eye on the time of the day, on the hour. I usually like to be back at the point, at the location where I have everything ready around 11:30 at night, in order to make sure that I'm not teleporting without actually carrying all the resources. So as you can see, I'm already gaining a decent amount of stone. Now, if I estimated this well, I should be able to finish mining at least the tin, not just the copper, and maybe 1 or 2 more stone deposits. Not sure 100% on whether I have enough pickaxes though for everything. I really hate this. Might as well drop what I have right now. Yeah, so when it comes to the tin, I mentioned that you can get around 100 to 115, it seems, pieces of tin ore. Copper ore. When it comes to the tin, you can usually get around 70 up to 80, something like that. Not sure exactly how much salt, not sure exactly how much or how many stones. It kind of depends on the lock. Sometimes you can get 2 pieces, you can get 3 pieces of tin, you can get 4 pieces of tin, sometimes you can get almost almost none. No, I'm joking. It's usually 2 or 3 and rarely 4. But once you gain the other perks, you will be able to get some more. So stone-wise, I'm doing very well. Tin is going very well. Looks like I'm close to ending the tin deposits. Or maybe I have already finished them. Not 100% sure about it. Anyway, I'll just go with the salt deposits. There should be at least one more tin deposit. If not, I might have had the worst luck ever and not even get as much as I was hoping for. Now, salt is a lot lighter than other materials. Or better said, rocks. So I can actually mine more without getting overburdened or overloaded. It does still take the same amount of swings, 7, to get them sorted. And I really hate the fact that my stamina is being drained so fast. As I said before, those cherries would help, but it is for quite a limited time. Once I get better food, it will take longer. So I actually managed to get only 59 tin this time. I'm actually surprised. I know it was usually around 70, but I might have missed 1 or 2 deposits, maybe not. Okay, let's quickly check. I have plenty of time. Now, nearby there's a river. I don't want my character to moan a lot about drinking. As you can see, he is good at moaning about drinking. He'll probably start moaning about food very soon, but it's close to midnight, so he will be transported home. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I was right about it. There was at least 1 more tin deposit. Not bad, but not the best. Okay, so I got to 63 tin. It's not that bad. Let's see how much time. Not bad with the timing. I've got 1 more salt. Okay, it looks like that salt deposit is the last one. So I have actually managed get everything down. It's good to know for the future. And that's it. Okay, I am just going to drop the pickaxe over here. I can come back later and it will still be here. I'm going to grab my resources. As you can see, I am very overloaded. It's actually quite annoying how overloaded I am. But I am close to midnight. When I get teleported back, it will be a small issue when it comes to moving these around. As you can see, most of these are weighing 1 kilo. There are some ways to go around that, but that will be once I get transported back. I'm not sure if many other people are using this hack, or if everyone that's played the game knows about it. I considered it for quite some time. The thing is, usually I was going back home when I was on at night, so I didn't know you actually get teleported forcefully at the end of the season. So it took me, I think, 2, maybe 3 playthroughs until I discovered this. I didn't actually watch any videos online about tips and tricks, but it is honestly quite a good one, because otherwise you'd need to make loads of trips to actually get all of these resources back to your camp. Okay, so now I'm back. And I actually managed to get a new mission after surviving the first chapter. This will actually allow me to get more buildings, but I do need to do some quests for other people, which is going to be annoying. So this was basically the last part of spring, the first season of my playthrough in Medieval Dynasty on the Valley map. In the next video I will show exactly how you can actually get this transported to your storage warehouse. And until then, if you want to leave any comments, if you want to add when exactly, if you played the game before, when exactly did you discover this trick of getting loads of stone as well as other ores to your village, please leave a comment, or any comment at all. If you like the video and you want to watch more, leave a comment as well. And I hope this video actually helps you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.